Dawgs podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, John Nye, and Josh All.
What's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to a very special episode of the Dawgs podcast, coming to you live from Shenanigans Bar in beautiful sunny Dover, Ohio, in my neck of the woods.
And you,
in the woods.
Well, I can see my front door from here if I look out this window.
that's an inside joke that you guys will get later.
Yeah, it's a very special event tonight here at Shenanigans, hosted by the Tuscarawas County Browns backers. Stump Mitchell is here, signing autographs, meeting the people, and he sits down with us, and we have an interview with him coming up. So make sure you guys watch this entire episode. Don't fast forward. I'll know if you did. Watch this episode. Awesome guy. We got to chat with Coach for probably a good 10 minutes. Super down-to-earth, awesome guy. So make sure you tune into that interview at the end of this episode.
He gave a lot of insight into Nick Chubb that more than we even were asking for, which
it's awesome.
That was awesome.
Yep,
it's good stuff.
It's a good interview. So make sure you guys stick around for that. We also got some voicemails to get into. We're going to do some fun DraftKings prop bets for the Browns on this upcoming season. We got a good lineup here today. If we're sweating, it's because it's a record heat day. We're outside.
It is hot.
Yes.
And I'm a natural-born sweater anyway.
Correct.
And there's no airflow in here at all.
No.
They got
No
us in a little
breeze.
cage.
Correct.
We're going to power through this.
Yep.
This is what it takes to be great.
This is what dedication looks like.
That's right.
Yeah. Before we get into all that, though, remember, if you want to get your intros or your voicemails on the show, head to thedawgspodcast.com, tap leave voicemail in the drop-down menu. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. If you want to just listen to the show, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, and Google. We're pretty much everywhere. You can't get rid of us. Lastly, if you're looking for more Dawgs content, head to jointhedawgs.com, become an official Dawg Pack member on our Patreon page. You get access to the private Discord. They knew that we were going to interview Stump like a week ago, so they had privy information. We tell those guys everything. Mm-hmm. They know like my clothes size.
Do you?
I saw you looking for like what you were going to use there as your
How personal do I
as your example, and you went with clothes size.
I don't want Coach to watch this later and be like, man, I sat next to that guy. What a weirdo. But no, you get access to the private Discord. You get an extra episode every week. You get to play fantasy football with us. It's a good time for everybody involved. So if you're looking for more content, jointhedawgs.com to become an official Dawg Pack member.
Quick reminder, fantasy leagues are filling up. So if you are interested in playing fantasy football with us this year, we're going to have as many leagues as we need to. If you sign up and you join the Patreon, you say, hey, I want to play fantasy, you're in. We'll make it work. You're in.
Check your emails.
Yeah.
Because we had a guy miss out because he just didn't
respond.
He joined the Patreon and everything.
Yep.
But yeah, jointhedawgs.com for all that good stuff. So we'll just go ahead and dive right into this. I think we got a few voicemails. I think Kenny Mack's one of them, a couple others. So let's just jump right on in.
Cool. We'll just kick it off with Kenny Mack.
Yo, guys, it's Kenny Mack, and I'm just looking at our team, and I really like what I see. I especially am a huge Nick Chubb fan, but with this time in the season where there's not much to talk about, one thing to talk about is Nick Chubb and his contract and the size of Deshaun Watson's contract. I mean, if you take a look at the Super Bowl champions or the people that were even in the Super Bowl champions, when's the last time a back got paid like he's getting paid? He is worth every penny, but I don't know if we can afford it. I don't know what we can possibly do to keep him and Deshaun on the team. What are your thoughts? Cheers.
My thought is, one, there'd be mutiny if Nick Chubb was not on the Browns. And then two, there's nobody I trust more with this kind of thing than Andrew Berry.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I will put my faith in Andrew Berry in figuring this stuff out. Could there be other cap casualties that would suck? Yes, that's a possibility. But the thought of Deshaun and Nick Chubb playing next to each other in this more wide open offense, I just think you can't let that go. And I don't think Andrew Berry would let that go.
I mean, go ahead, Doug.
No, I totally agree. It's something I think you can figure out how to make the numbers work. You might have to try really hard, but you don't let Nick Chubb walk. I just think it's a business, and it's one of the things to be profitable is you got to keep your fans in mind. He's everyone's favorite player. He is like Mr. Cleveland Brown right now.
Yep.
That's and you obviously can't lose Deshaun. So, I mean, that's just silly. So I just think figure it out, work something out, make it happen.
I agree with you, what you said too, Blake. With cap casualties, there's going to be guys that we really, really like on this roster that will not be on this team next year.
100%.
It's inevitable.
And that's why
it's inevitable.
Last year's draft and this year's draft, these middle round guys, it was important to hit on these picks because some of these guys who have been here for a couple of years, they get paid a little bit. We might not be able to afford to keep them because of guys like Watson and Nick Chubb. So these DeJuan Jones, we're gonna have to develop him. All these middle round guys, we had to hit on. If we didn't hit on them, that's trouble.
Yeah,
but I feel like we
big
did.
trouble. I agree.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, I completely agree. You cannot part ways with Nick Chubb.
And I know these days the running back position is kind of looked at as plug and play, dime a dozen, that kind of deal. And maybe at a certain level of running back, that is the case. But there's a handful of guys that are special.
Generational talent.
Yes, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And coach thinks there's a chance Nick Chubb could average 6 yards a carry.
Yeah.
You know what
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. And you don't let that walk.
No.
You know what I mean? That's just one of those deals. Maybe there's 25 running backs that are plug and play in the league, but there's only one Nick Chubb.
Correct.
There's only one Derrick Henry.
Yep.
So there's only one Christian McCaffrey.
Special players are special players.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
So.
All right, well, here, real quick before we move on to the next voicemail, Browns fans in Ohio, this one's for you. Have you signed up for DraftKings yet? We're going to be talking about DraftKings in a little bit. If you're a new user, you can receive $150 in bonus bets instantly after following just 3 steps. Create an account, deposit, and then wager $5 or more on any sport. Whether your first wager wins or loses, you'll still receive the $150 in bonus bets. All you have to do, use the code THEDAWGS, all one word, when you sign up. This offer is only available for new customers who are 21 and older and physically present in Ohio. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Check out the episode description for their full terms of the offer. And like I said, we're going to be talking betting lines here after these next 2 voicemails. So if you guys want to, do some betting lines with us during the season on DraftKings Sportsbook, join, use the code. The Sportsbook's awesome.
I joined every single one last year for the free bets. I haven't made a bet since I ran out of free bets, but I'm feeling a little generous. I might donate DraftKings some money this year.
I have put a couple. We'll talk about it when we get to the betting lines. All right. I'm getting too ahead of myself. Here's voicemail from Brad Moneymaker.
Hey, what's up, Dog Pound fans, Tom's fans, Brown and Orange fans, whatever you want to say. I'm just leaving a voicemail because I want to know if Justin's still alive, because we have not heard from him. He's almost being as quiet as John lately, and we need to hear from Justin more. Speak up, brother. We want to hear that sexy voice of yours. Keep on rocking and keep on rolling. Woo! Let's go, Browns!
It sounds like Brad was in the Discord a little bit drunk.
when I first heard that voice, I thought he meant because you spent a week. Where were you on vacation or something? It was 4th of July and stuff. And we have our Dog Pack Dynasty League with the Patreon members, and for a week we didn't hear from Justin. Which usually there's at least a message from Justin a couple times a day posted in there, and then we're like, where is Justin?
If you would ever look in Justin's phone though and see how many unread text messages he has though, you wouldn't be shocked by this sporadic. He's not Zach Kopp bad, but I would venture he has 800
Zach Kopp days and Zach Kopp weeks.
I want you guys to take a look at how many unread messages I have right now.
Just one.
How many emails do I have?
He's only got 40,983.
I thought I was bad at 800.
I'm better. I've got him beat.
John has 105 missed calls, which is unreal. Who calls you that much, bro? It's 2023.
Student loans, man.
And he has 58,000 unread emails.
Jeez.
I lose my mind if I have one.
Oh yeah, no. So I guess I'll address the comments. Brad, I hear you loud and clear, and I'm here, brother. It's 130 degrees in here. I'm sweating. I wore pants today.
That was ignorant.
That was a bad idea.
Call. So if I pass out at any point and get quiet, it's because of the heat stroke that I'm experiencing at the point.
Yeah.
But I'll speak up for you, big dog. I got you. I'm sorry, but great voicemail. I loved all that.
It was great.
I'll keep busting this sexy voice out.
All right, here's the last voicemail before we move on. This one's from the Brown Tiger.
Hey guys, this is the Brown Tiger. With the topic of running backs, I think you're really leaving out the fact that Watson himself is very good with his legs, all right? He is no Lamar Jackson, but he is very, very good with his legs, and he loves to beat you running the ball. And he is a very established runner of the ball as well. Yes, you don't want your quarterback running very much, but he is a very established runner. Just keep that in mind as you're going into the season with at least only Nick Chubb and Ford. And you say that you have, Demetri Felton, as your third running back, but he could really be the fourth running back. Go Browns.
Well, just to address that third running back thing real quick, watch the Stump Mitchell interview here at the end. He'll tell you who the third running back is.
Yeah,
get a little insight on that. We don't want to spoil it. I already gave you one spoiler, just a little tease to get you to the
just
end.
A little peek.
Yeah, I just stuck in just a little bit.
Yeah, teaser.
Yeah, but no. I think we've talked about Deshaun's legs. He's obviously a great runner. I think we saw at times last year when he wasn't completely trusting his eyes. His legs came in handy.
Yeah.
There were times he did some scrambles, some magician type deals where it's like, okay, that's the Deshaun we know right there. Now it's up to the receivers to get into that scramble drill this year, which we talked about on past episodes. That just wasn't a focus with Jacoby for 3/4 of the season last year. I look for the offense to be way more wide open. I look for more read option this year. I think Nick Chubb's efficiency. I think Nick Chubb's carries could go down and his efficiency could go up. So because of playing next to Deshaun Watson. He's a very good runner. It's a phase of the game that the Browns, we haven't had that since Jason Campbell.
Yeah.
A little, maybe Colt McCoy's a little athletic, You know what I mean? But we've never had this dynamic of a playmaker at the quarterback position, at least that I remember in my lifetime of watching the Browns consistently.
I got 2 words for you. Johnny Football.
Oh boy.
So no, I think he's going to add an entire element to the game to the Browns offense that we haven't seen in 25 years.
Yep, I agree. All right, so before we jump into the DraftKings sporting, the betting lines, let's do Dog Pack members of the month because we blew right by June and did not give a winner.
Month.
So. And mine.
Yeah.
And John's. So we were busy.
Not mine.
I take a lot of pride in our birthday months.
I see what you did there.
That's good.
Nice. Okay. So speaking of pride, June, winner, Dog Pack member of the month, Natus the Greatest.
Hey.
So congratulations, Nathan. And then here in July, brand new Dog Pack member just joined. And he won Dog Pack Member of the Month, James Caravona.
Okay.
Very nice.
Hey, first of all, welcome to the Dog Pack.
Yes.
Yeah, James.
Thank you for joining. To anybody who's not in the Dog Pack and you wonder what's Dog Pack Member of the Month, it's literally just an excuse for us to give you guys a T-shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything except for be there. We randomly draw names throughout the month or sometimes the following month, depending on what we got going on. And we send you guys clothes. Andrew Jackson's entire wardrobe.
Dawgs.
Yeah, it's from us.
Dawgs podcast.
Funded.
Yeah.
This guy has won so many T-shirts from us. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So then I just need to do the contest winners. We have not been promoting this, but again, if you guys leave us a 5-star review on Apple, 5-star rating on Spotify, or subscribe on YouTube, take a screenshot of doing either of those things, send it to us, email it to bark@thedogspodcast. You're entered into this contest. It's running all year. There's a winner every month, so get in now. And that way you're eligible to win every month coming up. So for June, Joel Hammond from Ohio.
Okay.
Thank you,
from
Joel.
Ohio.
Thank you for the 5-star review.
Absolutely.
And the reason I say it's from Ohio because
Yes.
July is Brian Shaddix from Georgia.
Well, hello, Georgia.
Georgia fan or Browns fan down in Georgia.
Gotta love it.
OH.
They're all over the place. That's
No, it was still targeting on Marvin Harrison.
yeah.
For sure.
No, hey, thank you guys for leaving those reviews. Obviously, big shout out to the Dog Pack members. We appreciate everybody's support.
Yes.
So then I think Josh, so basically, we like to talk about DraftKings. I think we all have fun doing some prop bets and stuff during the season. Not a ton to talk about right now, so we were like, why don't we just go through some cool upcoming Brown season bets that DraftKings has got out right now. So we're going to run through some of the fun ones, give you guys our thoughts. You guys let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Yeah. Okay. So this first one, I thought, all these ones that I pulled were the real interesting ones. So Amari Cooper, 75 or more receiving yards in 8 or more regular season games.
Oh,
Okay. So off the top, without me reading you some stats, what do you guys go over under?
I'm going over.
I think I'm going over on that.
So you would take that.
I would take that.
75 or more yards in 8 or more games.
Yep.
I would not take it.
You would not take 75 yards?
8 games.
Okay.
He had what, 11 or 1,200 yards last year, right around 1,000.
1,100-ish.
So if he had 75 and at least 8, I mean, right there, you're getting up close to your. And there's still 9 more games.
So
to
in
go.
2022 last season, he did it 7 times. So he didn't hit the 8 or more mark last year. He did it 7. He did it just once in the 6-game stretch with Deshaun. So 6 of those were with Jacoby. So that's interesting.
Yep.
He did have one game, though, in that stretch that was at 72. So he's only 3 yards shy of that. And of those 6 games with Deshaun, one was just a 76-yard game. So just barely. But he did have 2 other games in the season at 74 and 72. So he almost had 9 if you count all of those.
I'm gonna take the over because I think the offense is gonna be much more pass heavy this year.
So Amari Cooper had 4 of those games in 21, 9 of them in 20, 9 in 19, and 7 in 2018.
So 8's a good line.
Yeah.
It is. That's
It's a great line.
They're teasing.
Yep.
I'll take the over. I changed
I
my mind.
agree.
You talked me into it.
I'm actually going to take the under just because I think the ball gets spread around a lot more, and I think we have more guys pushing higher yardage. I still think Amari hits 1,000, but I don't know if he's going to be 75 plus in more than 8 games. I think
lot
he's
of
definitely
miles.
going to have some big games, though.
Yeah.
For sure. So what was that, 3 overs and 1 under?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so this next one, Deshaun Watson with 400 or more passing yards in any regular season game.
Oh,
I'm taking the over because
He's just got to do
there's
it
a
once.
chance-
Just has to do it once.
he's either going to go off one game where we're going to be playing from behind one game. He's going to get a crazy amount of yards in the second half.
Okay, so you're going over, Blake?
Going over.
400's a lot of yards.
Just once, man.
I'm gonna take the under.
Justin?
give me. I truly believe that Watson's gonna return to that like 2020 form.
Yeah, but even
You're gonna have-
it like how many times has Patrick
Okay.
Mahomes thrown for 400?
So
It's
Not
real-
very
it's-
often.
I'm
It's
being
hard to
bold
do.
here.
take the over under. What do you got, real quick?
I'm give me one. I know there's one game there.
All right, so we got 2 overs, and I'm taking the under with Blake because listen to this.
Yeah.
Deshaun's only thrown for 400 more yards in 2 games in his whole career. One time in 2017 as a rookie, and one time in 19. None
in 2020.
In 2020.
The year he led the league in passing.
Correct.
Yeah,
So-
it's crazy.
400 is a lot of yards.
It is.
It really
It's
is.
a lot of yards.
Anybody changing their mind, or are we sticking?
Oh,
To
give
me,
me
it's
that
a
over.
coin toss.
Give me that one.
Okay.
I'll take the chance
Take
on
the one. It is a good line because
What's
it's
the
just
odds
once.
on it?
It's just once.
For it being 400 yards.
You know, I didn't pull the. Well, actually,
I
let me
bet
see.
it's probably like.
I was
stupid
pulling
high,
everything
right?
up here. I'll see if it loads
It's okay,
because I
don't worry
realized
about
that
it, bro.
I don't have internet.
Oh.
Sitting out
Don't
here
worry
in
about
the.
it. Yeah, it's okay.
Maybe I'll connect to my Wi-Fi. I'm like right across the street.
Yeah.
And we're in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, you're in my woods.
Okay, so how about this one? This one goes back to Amari Cooper, 150 or more receiving yards in any game. So just one game with 150 plus.
I'm under on that. I'm one game for Amari, 150.
Yes.
That's a lot, man.
Now,
Give me-
he didn't do it at all last year. His high was 131. The last time that he went over 150 was in 2019. He put up 226 against the Packers
I
with the
think I'm
Cowboys.
under.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think
It's
I'm
been a
under.
couple
I got to
years.
go under on something, so I'll go under on that.
That's one I'm taking over
Yeah.
because I feel like I feel like there's a game or two out there where he goes nuts this
Right.
year.
That's fair.
I think he can hit that in one game. I'm with you. I will take the over on that one, too. Justin, you are too?
No, I'm taking the under.
Okay.
I just don't see it.
So let's dive into some Nick Chubb, huh? Nick Chubb, 100 or more rushing yards in 8 or more regular season games.
And you're not reading any stats from last year, huh?
What, do you want me to?
I would like that.
You got to make your pick before he tells you.
Yeah. So 8 games over 100 yards.
Yes.
We're betting with no research.
And then I'll give you the research.
Yeah.
Okay, 8 or more. Oh. Man, he gets a lot of those 90-yard
I'm going to
games.
say under because that would be 808 games.
I'm
Yep.
with Blake.
And then,
Under.
and I just don't, I don't think he's going to get the carries to
Right.
rush for 2,000 yards
Right.
this year.
Justin?
I think, man, I think it's close, but I also will take the under on that one.
Me too, because he's actually never met this mark.
Okay.
He had 7 of these games in 2022. He did have 3 other games at 91, 92, and 99, like John was saying. He had just 5 of those games in 21 and just 6 in 2020.
And we're supposedly passing more.
Correct.
Correct, yeah. Okay, so that's a clean sweep.
That's an easy bet.
Yep.
Putting it all on that.
Deshaun Watson,
Just don't let
300,
Nick hear you say that.
300 or more pass yards in 5 or more regular season games.
305 games.
Yep. So at least just 5 games with 300 or more yards.
Give me the over.
I'll take the over.
Give me the over on that.
Yeah.
All right. I'll slam the over because in 2020 he had 10 of these games. In 2019 he had just 3 of them, but he had games of 292, 298, 279, and 280, and he had 5 of these games in 2018. So I think, like John said, passing more, I think he hits this mark.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to do a couple more Deshaun Watsons. How about his season total over or under for passing yards? It's set at 3,850 and a half yards for the season.
Over.
I'm going over.
Going over on that.
Yep.
With an
like
extra game, too.
I feel like if he doesn't hit 4K, it's almost going to...
So
we're either way more balanced than I'm expecting, or
right.
something went terribly wrong.
Correct.
So this is what's really cool about being part of the Dog Pack, being in the Discord, because somebody actually tipped us off a month ago and said, hey, you guys might want to take a look at the sports lines for Deshaun Watson's season. A month ago, it was set at 3,600 and a half.
Yeah, I would definitely
200
take,
yards less. I put a lot of money on the over on that because
Okay.
I was like,
so $8.
pretty much. I was like, he's definitely going for 4,000 or more. So, and it was only at 3,600. It's still only at 3,850. I think for sure. His last 3 full seasons, he was at 3,852, 4,165, and 4,823.
Yeah. I'm taking the over.
And then I even did the math here. Even last season when he came back cold, rusty, and he was just thrust into the offense like he was on pace for 3,122 playing that way.
Okay.
So I think we're good on this.
Yeah.
But it's going up.
Yeah, I need to go put some money on that.
Yeah. So Deshaun Watson's season total over under for passing touchdowns, 25 and a half.
Over.
Man.
The only thing, in my opinion, that this could knock that down is if in the red zone he uses his legs more, or Nick Chubb,
Right.
Chubb time.
goal line carries. But Baker had 27 his rookie year.
Yeah.
Deshaun. I'm going into this assuming Deshaun's he's going back into his prime
And healthy.
I'm taking the over on it.
I'll take the over for the same reason.
If it was 30, I would be like, maybe, but 25.
I'll take the over just because it's almost like basically a touchdown and a half over the season. There's going to be some games where he's going to go for sure.
for
three or more.
4. So yeah, give me that over. I like that.
His last 3 full seasons back to 2018, he threw for 26, 26, and 33.
Okay.
So 25 and a half is under all 3 of those.
In 16 games.
I would take the over as well. I will. So
Okay.
all right, back on to our boy Nick Chubb. Season total over under for rushing yards is set at 1,225 and a half.
Wait, say that again?
1,225
I'm
and a
going
half.
over.
For Chubb.
Last year he had 1,525.
I think I'm going to go over.
They set the under. They said that's low to me.
Any season in his career so far, except for his rookie season when he was behind Carlos Hyde for a while, any season that he's played 14 or more games, he's been over that mark.
Yeah.
I'm taking the over on that.
Even if it's way more pass
I
heavy.
think he could,
Right.
I think his carries could go down a little bit, and he could still lead the league in rushing this year.
Yeah. When even if
Did you
they're
just steal that from a guest?
Yeah.
I said that before.
I know, I'm just messing.
Even then,
He
too.
took that from me. No, I'm
He-
just
he
joking.
might have.
Coach, if you're watching, I'm just kidding.
And he said he's never watched this shit.
No, I think his efficiency is going to be insane this year. Playing in this offense next to Deshaun, a healthy line. I mean, we forget he rushed for 1,500 last year, and the line got so banged up throughout the
Yeah.
season.
Yep.
We were using a backup guard to play center.
And our efficiency on offense went way down those last 6 games, and we've detailed that a million times why, and it's understandable. So I think that's an easy over for me.
And if it's more pass heavy, when he does get his opportunities, it's not going to be, we only have to worry about Nick Chubb.
No, yeah, he's not facing any more
10 people in the box. Yep.
What's up, Browns fans? We're excited to announce that we have partnered with Nick Chubb's team at PLB Sports and Entertainment to bring you Chubb Crunch. Now you can stiff arm breakfast with the sweet and cinnamon toast squares that pack a punch of flavor in every bite. And while the cereal itself is delicious, let's be real, it's the box that Browns fans want the most. No Cleveland Browns man cave is complete without this collector's item. Display your box of Chubb Crunch proudly with all your other Nick Chubb and Cleveland Browns memorabilia. But the best part about Chubb Crunch is that a portion of every sale supports First Candle, the nonprofit committed to ending sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS. First Candle also provides bereavement support to families who have experienced loss to SIDS. Nick Chubb's sister lost her own child to SIDS in 2018, and now she's actually part of the organization working to prevent this tragedy from impacting others. So Browns fans, let's work together here to support Nick Chubb, his sister, and all those families impacted by SIDS. Plus, you get to display the awesome limited time edition Chubb Crunch collector's box in your man cave. So hurry now while supplies last, because once Chubb Crunch is gone, it's gone. Plus, use our promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, when you order and get 10% off. That's right. Nick's sister gets support, you get a discount, and your man cave gets an awesome collector's item. Head to plbse.com right now and use code DAWGS, DAWGS, to get 10% off your order of Chubb Crunch. That's plbse.com, promo code DAWGS.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, if you guys want another easy bet, the season total of rushing yards right now for Bijan Robinson is 1,100 yards. Oof. And I'm pretty sure Tyler Algier had more than that last year as a rookie.
They got a good line.
Yeah.
I mean, all they do is run the ball, so I'm pretty sure I put some money on that one too. So, all right, last one for Nick Chubb. Season total over/under for rushing touchdowns, 8.5.
Oh.
So Nick Chubb's rushing touchdown stats over his career, he's had 5 seasons, 3 seasons with 8, 2 seasons with 12. He's either 8 or 12.
I'll take the over.
I'm going to take the over also.
I'll take the over.
I think I
I
will.
think we're going to score a lot of points this year.
I think we're going to score a lot too. Hey, all right.
Hey, Chom! What's up, brother? I got you.
I think this would be a good time to recognize. We want to thank the Tuscarawas County Browns backers for having us out here. Chom.
This is
in
awesome.
the building.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yeah, this is awesome. If you're local to Dover, Philly, Tuscarawas County area, even Stark County, if you're looking for a Browns backer club to join, you don't have to. All you have to do is sign up. It's completely free. They host their games here at Shenanigans. We know a lot of the people in the Browns backers here. We did a draft party with them a couple years ago. They're all super nice. They all love the Browns. This is a cool bar, great food.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a Browns backer club to join, you're local to where we do the show, T County, Tuscarawas County, reach out and join this club. It's a good club to be a part of.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, these guys, when they said they were doing this event, I was like, really? This is awesome.
Yeah.
You bring
Cool
Stump Mitchell here? This is great.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that did we all take the over on 8.5 for
Yeah,
Chubb?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so now those were all fun offensive stuff. But, we can do some defense.
I guess.
So I guess 1, Myles Garrett. Okay, season total, over under regular season sacks.
Oh, here we go.
14.75.
Give me the over. Give me the over.
So that means he's got to hit 15 to be over.
Give me the over.
Yeah, over. He's going to have his best season yet.
I agree.
I think-
I
I'm not gonna
completely
lie.
agree, John.
I thought you were going to say 20.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be 18 and a half, and I was still going to probably
All right,
really think about going over.
So Myles Garrett's career after his rookie season, he's been at 13.5, 10, 12, 16, and 16 the last 2 years. So he's been over it the last 2
missed
years.
time.
And all types of stuff has always gone. Yeah.
he
He got
missed time
suspended.
multiple
He got,
I think if he plays the whole season and nothing happens, like, gets injured or any of that stuff, 14 and
easy
or
money,
15 is
easy money in the
Yeah.
bank, I think.
So I know this might sound weird to say because he's Myles Garrett and he's like one of the best players in the league, but I almost feel like this year he could like have a coming out party.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like I think he 20. I think the sack record is like on the table for Myles Garrett with the defensive line we put around Myles this year, and Jim Schwartz coming in as defensive coordinator. I don't know. I think this is the year that Myles puts everything together and just blows up.
I think best supporting cast he's probably ever had in the NFL.
He's finally got help up the middle.
Correct.
You know what
He's got
I mean?
help at the coaching position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These quarterbacks can't just take 2 steps up into the pocket and have nobody around them. I mean, I think it's going to be a huge year for Myles Garrett.
I agree.
Yep. And those are all the betting lines that I pulled up. So
Okay.
Get to them early now, guys, because some of those are crazy
Yeah.
low.
it just shows I think the Browns are still being slept on a little bit, especially like the total yardage for Deshaun Watson still being like under 4,000. I mean, come on.
Yeah. 1,200 yards for Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
He gets
that
that
one
in
was
his, he gets that in his sleep.
Yeah, I know. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Go put a little money on that one too.
So, well, those were fun. Again, if you get on DraftKings, please bet responsibly. We don't want to get blamed for you guys ruining your lives.
Yep.
So have fun, but bet responsibly. So little bit of, I don't know if I'll call it rumors, but we've seen some articles floating around the interwebs out there.
Some whisperings.
Some
What was that?
some whisper in the winds that the Browns should make a play to try to trade for Aaron Donald. What say ye?
What does that look like? What does that look like for us? What are we giving up?
So here's
What's the next year we have first?
Yeah, well, I think if you do it, you probably, you don't have a first next year. I think it's going to probably cost 2, right? You would, I mean, he's like 32, 33, but he's still a generational, easy, I would say,
Coming off injury a little bit, though.
top 3 defensive player in the NFL.
Easy if he's healthy. Yeah.
Easy if he's healthy. Here's my problem. So it sounds really cool, right? It sounds great. Man, can you imagine Myles Garrett with Aaron Donald? Man, we would be league wreckers. I think that there's not that much money for us, because if he comes here, we're gonna have to pay him $25 million.
You'd have to sell him on, like, listen, you guys had your window in LA. If you're trying to get in, we're hopefully coming into ours.
Right.
So if you're looking to stay in that championship window, come here, be willing to work with us.
Yeah.
Because, again, we just talked about cap casualties.
Yep.
You're going to add
Another huge one.
Anavis, first ballot Hall of
Yeah.
Famer. He's not coming for free. You know.
Yeah.
He'd be, I think, like second or third highest player on the team, and we're already way over.
Could you imagine, though?
I know.
Myles Garrett. I mean, I already like our defensive line now with just the pieces we added in the offseason and through the draft. Could you imagine Myles Garrett, Donald, and then like Obo on the outside? Who else do we got out there?
Yeah, I know, bro.
Zadarius Smith.
Like, he's a big one. That's going to be a big part this year.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's just...
No,
Obviously-
I can't imagine it.
That's right, John. I'm with you 100%. I just don't see it.
Donald and Garrett on the same defense is stupid.
This is one of those things where when we are trying to come up with topics throughout the week or 2 minutes before the show, you guys decide which ones we do. Justin said, well, there's been talk about this, and I was like, it's one. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I would do anything for that, but it's
not real.
I just don't see any world in which it happens.
Not real life.
But we had to address it because it was on the interwebs.
Correct. Multiple times.
Yeah. But what do you guys think? Do you sell your, whatever you got left to try to make that move? I guess the way I would look at it is, if you think you're on the verge and you think getting him pushes you over that edge, then you find a way to do it.
If you're the Browns and you think, hey, this team would be Super Bowl bound with him on it, do they roster everything for like the next 5 to 10 years for one shot? Would you, as a fan, as a Browns fan, I would say yes, but just knowing what those next 5 to 10, I've already lived those.
I don't know.
If you
about
give me a
10,
Super
man.
Bowl, count me in.
Yes. But not for the chance. For a guaranteed Super Bowl, I would do 50 years. We've already done that.
Right.
But for the chance, I don't know about 10 years, man.
Before the Cavs got good again here, you know what made like the previous 5 years like, whatever? I was on championship high still.
Yeah.
I still had dreams of MGK going down Euclid.
Again.
My
For a second
birthday,
time.
I spent in Cleveland celebrating a championship.
It's a great
That was
birthday.
on my birthday.
Yeah.
Man.
So
Yeah, it was one of the best memories.
I could deal with a few years of rebuilding if it meant I'm in another Super Bowl parade for the Browns in Cleveland. But
I feel like basketball and football it's not apples to apples.
well, one in basketball, I feel like if you have LeBron James, you have a very good chance of winning a championship.
Correct.
Especially when he was still in his prime. Essentially, football it's such a team sport. It does. I mean, Patrick Mahomes. If it wasn't Patrick, the Chiefs would win every single year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just.
So the Aaron Donald thing, though, did you guys actually go read any of the stuff that was written about it? Okay, so what I was seeing was it was just basically the same type of article over and over. It was like, here, these 3 teams could use Aaron Donald. It's like, well, no kidding.
Yep.
Or these 5 teams.
Who couldn't?
Aaron Donald could fit these 5 teams. And then the Browns paragraph was usually like, could you imagine him pairing up with Myles Garrett? It would be, great for they could make a championship run. They would make them contenders. And then it was on to the next team. I'm like, you didn't talk about what we'd have to give up, what we'd have to pay him, what our cap situation's like.
Which would all be bad.
The it was a topic for a topic.
I imagine to get him, we'd have to like put our hands over a golden chalice with like an old dagger and Put our hands
put our blood and drink it?
Yeah, like,
okay.
that's
I'm
the
not
only
doing
way-
that.
No.
I'm not doing that. I'm not drinking your blood.
I'll do a lot
No
of
way.
things for the Browns.
I'm not doing that.
That ain't one of
It
them.
tastes like
I'm out.
fryer oil.
So the other thing too about Aaron Donald, I don't know if you guys feel about this, but like I feel like he's really, really close to just kind of stepping away too.
He's been that way for a few seasons.
They won that Super Bowl, and I thought like that was going to be it for him. So like, if you're the Browns, how invested are you really going to be if you trade for a guy that could literally just go, yeah, I want to retire?
That's
I don't
the
think I
Jets.
want. Yeah.
They did it for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, but no, I just wanted to address it because, like I said, there's been some things on the internet about it. And what do you guys think? Do we sell our souls? Do we try to make it happen? Is it feasible? Obviously, clearly, we don't think it's feasible. And I personally think that Andrew Berry's put enough talent on this team. Like, there's no more excuses. I don't think there's any more holes. Like, it's there.
Yeah.
So, then without further ado, I think we're going to move on to our Stump Mitchell interview.
Yes, we are.
We're very excited to have a very special guest here today on the Dawgs podcast. As we mentioned in the open, we're joined at the table with Cleveland Browns running backs coach Stump Mitchell. Coach, it's awesome to have you here.
Glad to be here.
You're right in my back of my neck of the woods. I literally can see my house from here. So this is the closest a Cleveland Browns coach has ever been to my house. We appreciate you being here, taking the time to come sit down with us. You're down here with the Tuscarawas County Browns backers. We appreciate you taking a few minutes. This is awesome.
Having the opportunity is great.
So we'll just go ahead and we don't want to take up too much of your time. We'll go ahead and dive right into these questions. What does it mean to be the running back coach for a team with such a rich running back history like the Browns?
Well, it's awesome, especially when you have first-class caliber running backs, first-class caliber offensive line, and tight ends and receivers that will block. So it makes our job a heck of a lot easier.
Speaking of the running backs, obviously Nick Chubb, running back. I argue with people he's the best running back in football. The Browns we've had good players before that the team, that the fan base has liked. But what do you think it is about Nick Chubb that has really like endeared him to the fan base so much? I mean, he's everybody's favorite player. What is it about him as the person and the player that everybody just kind of gravitates to?
I think he shuts up and does his job, and he's loud when he's running. And I think that's what the fans love. Yeah. You don't hear him complain about anything. You just hear him go to work and do his job.
Is he as quiet as he seems, or is it like one of those guys where he's quiet in public and you get him behind closed doors and you can't get him to shut up? Or is he really just like that lunch pail kind of guy?
If you ever seen any of Nick weightlifting stuff on Instagram or anything like that, he's at his high school. He goes back during the off season and he trains his high school track team. He gets his training there. He's a no nonsense guy. All he wants to do is win. All he wants to do is inspire other young men and young women to be successful, work hard, and that's who he is.
We could use a no-nonsense guy on this podcast.
Well, I mean, I guess since we're on the topic of Nick Chubb, I mean, you've kind of explained it, but what's it like for you as a coach to coach that kind of a running back with his talent? And we think he's the best running back in the league by far. Just as a pure runner, he's amazing to watch.
Well, I got one goal for myself, and that's to hopefully get Nick through this year without having a fumble. That's been the deal, and something that we're working on all the time. He's only had one fumble a year, but that's something we don't want to have because it really cost us last year. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's not many things Nick do wrong, but unfortunately in the Miami game, it cost us. It hurt us. We were about to score in some way or another, either a field goal. We were already in position, or we gained, I think, 6 or 7 yards on the first down, but unfortunately we put that one on the ground. And so that's the main goal. Continue to do our ball security drills. Hopefully it won't happen, but if it does, then we just move on. It's not a big deal, but it's something that's my goal, to try to get through the year, that Super Bowl game, without having a fumble at all.
Is it hard when you're coaching a guy like Nick Chubb? He does so many things great. It's almost like you don't want to nitpick him, but like you're constantly trying to improve him. Is it hard to find things to like focus on like that, or like you got to come in with little goals to kind of keep yourself from being like, well, this guy's good, I don't have to worry about Nick?
Oh, I don't mind nitpicking Nick at all. There's not a whole lot to do. Proper position on pass protection, pressing, the run track. Nick will probably go all year, and he will probably have about, I would say, 15 runs where he probably could have pressed the run track a little bit more, And if we can improve upon that, I think he could probably lead the league in rushing, regardless of, even though those guys may have still 100 more carries than he will.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
If we can improve upon that, he can still lead the league in rushing because he's averaging over 5.2 yards a carry. If we can improve upon that, I think he can average maybe 6 yards a carry, and he can lead the league in rushing. So when I pick Nick, he understands there's big yardage that we left on the field.
Yes, sir. So, Coach, you used to play in the 80s as a running back, and how has that running back position changed just over the years till today? And just, I don't know if anybody's seen your like highlights or anything like that. You're kind of a bad man back in the day. I watched some YouTube stuff, and I was like, oh. But second, Josh pulled it, but second all-time in Arizona's all-purpose yards, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That's really awesome.
And the tape is great. If you haven't seen this, the tape is good. It's good. But just how has it changed?
Well, I think back then most of the backs were first through three. Mm-hmm. You played first, second, third down,
yes,
and we didn't go for it back then on fourth down. Mm-hmm. The game has changed so much now. But most teams now are playing two backs. That wasn't the case. Yeah. When Otis Anderson wanted to come out of the game, then I went in. But other than that, you really weren't going in the ball game. We had six backs for the most part. My deal was returning kickoffs and
yes,
punts. That was the deal until I became the starting running back. But with these guys, Nick, he first, second, third down. We gave Kareem the third down, but Nick could have easily did that.
Yeah.
Right now, McCaffrey, he's first, second, third down guy. He can do it all. Mm-hmm. But I think in our system, Nick's going to be able to do that as well. I think all the backs that we have, Jerome Ford can do that.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, opportunity. And hopefully opportunity is John Kelly. Mm-hmm. He'll be able to do that because if he gets an opportunity to play,
he's a stud.
He's a stud. He's going to make a name for himself.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
He flashes every time he gets in touch.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. His contact balance is just unbelievable. He does a heck of a job on the scout team preparing the defense for whoever we're playing, and he does a great job giving a good look on scout team when it comes to any phase of the special teams.
Yeah.
So hopefully he will get an opportunity this year, and if he does, it's going to be great for us.
What a blessing to have such a just deep depth chart just to work with. I mean,
yeah, no question. Demetri Felton, we brought in a few years ago at UCLA. He was both. Yeah. He was a good running back, but he was also a good receiver as well. So hopefully those guys will get an opportunity. We have all we need.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, Coach, you actually brought up Jerome Ford, and I wanted to ask you a question about him because the four of us all thought he was a steal in the draft, and we've been super excited, and he looked good last year at times. So what kind of production do you think we're going to see out of Jerome Ford this year?
I think it's all going to be based on the opportunities that he get. I don't want to put anything on him because really Jerome Ford at Cincinnati, he rushed for, I think, like 1,300 yards. He had a 6-yard per carry average. He's a very talented guy. He has great hands. He's got great speed, can make defenders miss. So I look for nothing but production from him. But that's because everybody else is going to be doing their job as well.
Awesome.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
if we can just do one last thing real quick, just can you give us a quick background of where your nickname Stump came from?
Well, I was playing football against guys probably 3 or 4 years older than I was, and when I graduated from high school, I was only 155 pounds. I couldn't get a scholarship any place except for the Citadel. I had a chance to walk on there, and Bobby Ross was the head coach at that time. Ralph Friedgen was the offensive line coach, and the guy that recruited me actually got me an opportunity to play there because Johnny Newton and Mr. Calvin Newton, they were guys from my hometown that actually attended the Citadel, and they got me a chance to go there.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Right. Well, we won't take up too much of your time. You got a lot of people here you want to hang out with. Again, we appreciate you sitting down, giving us some time. It was awesome to meet you, and good luck this season.
All right. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Coach.
Right, thanks, Coach.
Hey, we want to thank Stump Mitchell for being here with us again. First time I've been nervous doing a segment on a show in a very long time since D'Anthony Bell graced us. So it's just something about these Browns players, coaches, just get me all nervous. Turned into a little nervous Nelly. But no, Stump was an awesome guy to have it sitting here with us talking football. Is one of the coolest things I ever could have imagined us doing when we started the show. So big shout out to him for coming down here and doing this, not only with us, but with the Tuscarawas County Browns backers. Meeting all these people back here. You can see him in the background. You may be able to hear him. He's signing autographs, taking pictures. Just awesome time down here at Shenanigans. Again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching the show. Without your guys' support, we probably wouldn't be cool enough to get to meet Stump Mitchell. So I still don't know if we are, but we lucked into it.
I definitely don't feel that cool.
So thank you guys for supporting the show. We really appreciate you guys watching every week, especially in the off season when you could be doing literally anything else and you're still watching a football podcast. Let us know what you guys think about these DraftKings bets. What do you think the Browns are going to do cap-wise? You know, we had some voicemails about Nick Chubb. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Again, if you want to get your thoughts on the show, and we can just play it and listen to it, thedogspodcast.com. Tap leave voicemail in the drop-down menu. Again, thank you for being here, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dawgs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedogspodcast.com.